Set me free, set me free, set me free. Set me free from this captivity of manufactured poverty. Each generation has its mandate, must identify its purpose, to fulfill it or to betray it. And I'm honored standing before the esteemed fellows, the dignitaries of the community, and all representatives of Virginia. I speak today of what has become a life transcending 5-6 weeks, which I would need a whole decade to explain and talk about in its fullness. But to cut it short, I will travel with you the whole continent. In a few space of minutes, I will travel with you and show you that what Africa needs, the African solution to poverty pollution, resides not anywhere else, but right in this room. The presidential precinct has been a place of ideas. It has been a place of power. But what power and what ideas? Rokaya Mama Traore's humility, for me, teaches a lot in this journey as I sit and stand with her in class to see a woman who rises above every difficulty. I think it's a story I must tell the people of Africa, the people of Goromonzi. How a man from Makanda would come and transcend even an African population, the brothers and sisters with whom he met, just telling a story via a podcast, how he could present a story in America where everybody was listening. The men from Muzi in Tanzania, I would want to tell a story about how one brother of mine who I met at a conference, and in only 6 weeks, it transformed the room. It given the passion, and most often, the time would never be enough for us to have enough discussions. I would want to tell a story about how the little girls from Kitwe, how the younger generation was represented by those who come from Zambia. My brother Joe, how he would transcend information technology in no minute and give the most beautiful political campaign of a career. I would not want to bring a nutshell with my own words, but I would want to refer to Haudo, how she has transformed not only me, but also my fellow combatants' life. Through a vigor, through encouragement, and to stand at a time when you even sound and look like a minority, but still not to care about the opposition, but look at the bigger picture. How the streets of Shashamane, from where Selassie come from, giving us the idea of a united African cause. Still, the diplomacy exhibited by Kaukidan, even if she thinks she's not representing anyone, she does represent people like me. Because people like me, no matter how much we talk, we still need representatives. How my brother from Lome, who tell everyone with love that you are the best, is a gift that I received from here. The people in Bamanda, Cameroon, having their son sent to America to represent from this minute 1.3%, do your math, 700 over 55,000 applications. Still, you need to get the 25 people to the precinct. But Bamanda is represented in Chad. I would want to tell the story of Kenya, of the girls who stood at a time when no one could. I would be proud of my sister Wilkista in how she articulated, how she represented not only the Kenyans of the generation of today, but of those that shall come later. How she would share a story with Wanjiru and still bring victory to the people. I would want to tell a story that Africa's solution to the poverty pollution is not anywhere else, but right in front of us. The people from South Africa, represented by the voice of Vusi, I would want to tell a story about how governance issues are relayed. I would want to tell a story about my sister Nicolette, how she would come here and still hold herself in these challenging times, how she and Chichi would represent the people of Zimbabwe. How Nafisa would write so many books and stories. I would want my children and the children of my children to read from your scripts. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you from the streets of Bamako. I would want to tell a story about one of the fellows whom I saw delivering impactful knowledge even to the president of France. Yes, I saw president of France in honor and recognition to Wana Damadiko. They sat at a conference. He had to listen because it's not about the age, but it's about the vision. Who would become the leaders of tomorrow if we are not leaders of today? The 6 weeks have been hectic. They knock at our door early in the morning. I like it. Chizero likes it because he likes to run. I would always ask Josita how you're keeping up. She would always tell me, Prince, I miss my family. But to be honest, I'm enjoying this. I would want to relate about this fellowship and beyond. Because as I stand here, it is about the time. And if you check the clock, I think it's Africa's time. The vibe Mwandi brought to the courts was a moment of union. And I think last night, everyone had a touch on their shoulders just to feel the comfort of the acknowledgement. We do a lot of work in Africa, but hardly does anybody ever acknowledge you. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me in the next 2 minutes to do a short gratitude to the presidential precinct for what they've done. I don't think not only to us, also to the people of Goromonzi, and that goes also beyond to the, the children of Sudan who are represented here by Yara. And also our brother Balemo, who despite, I don't think there's a challenge of problem of language in my view. I think as long as you can make a sound, you express yourself. I can hear Honore more when he speaks in French, although I have never learned of the language, because expression is a language, and it can never be a barrier. How Isaiah has brought this definition that seemed and began like a joke, but now everyone is talking of Jolofu. It has become the intellectual export of our own cohort. So allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to thank on behalf of the members from the presidential precinct itself, and the board, the broader community at large. Also the partners and academic institutions from the William and Mary, yes, from the dining hall. I think they are not here. Thank them on our behalf. They did a very good job. The James Madison Montpellier was a great tour. I think we had so many memories there. The Thomas Jefferson Monticello, as well as the James Monroe Island. I would do injustice without acknowledging the audience of the day, as well as the greater audience from Charlottesville and the Virginia itself as a coach, Virginia itself as a state. Our focus project coaches, our mentors who are here, our staff, I won't mention the names because I'll take 10 more minutes, but they've been good to us. I will never undermine the fact that we are the 1.3% that came to this fellowship, and still we are here representing a bigger population. So I would want us to shape an Africa which is made in the image of our own input. The global sphere and dynamics of the United Nations had been shaped about the plan of action for people, planet, and prosperity. It's well encapsulated in this idea of a decade of action. Where is the action? We are the action. What I'm going to do in Goromonzi, what you're going to do in Lome, what you do in Harare, Blawayo, Bamanga, what you do in Liberia, we are the source of action. So marking and embarking on this decade, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for us to check the time. And speaking of time, I'll introduce to you men of the moment.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Religious people say life and creation of God is art. Orator people say take floor or speak is also art. Architect people say build house like that is also art. A player say play football is also art. A musician say music is art. Virginia people say Virginia is for lover.
You are the best.
Art is our history, and our history is also our culture. We, the alumni of the Presidential Precinct, we say coming in Virginia is also art. On behalf of our cohort, it's great honor for us to give some gifts for the CEO of the Presidential Precinct. Africa is art. Thank you. My friend, Prince from Ngoromonzi say now is the time. It's the time for Africa to rise. We come here, we come to learn, and we will return in our home country. You see this clock? It's the time for us. Together, let's be unique, and together, let's create the beautiful generation of leaders.
I don't think we can beat that in any way, but just to say thank you very much for your thoughtfulness. This is much appreciated, and I echo your sentiment that the time is Africa's time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All good things come to an end. I'm sorry to, I know, you're supposed to do that. But thank you so much to everyone who has participated, all our 25 fellows, as we call ourselves, our staff members that have been incredible. And one thing that I'm taking back to Africa is punctuality and timekeeping. I feel so sorry for my students, my staff, and everyone around me because it's trouble when I get there. But it's a value that we've also learned here, and everything that has to do with leadership, relations between ourselves, and leadership in general. So as we close, I'd like to call Fona Konate and his group to come and give us a closing performance. After they are done with the performance, we are free to network and mingle in the lobby. Thank you.
La Côte d'Ivoire, inspirant terre d'hospitalité, reçoit l'Afrique. Jour de fête. C'est quoi? Je vous sais pas. I love the beat. Empire. ça pourquoi? Y'a coup de guerre, hommage à toi, président Big Saga. Venez danser. La Côte d'Ivoire, nous sommes l'Afrique, ça va chauffer. Y'a aussi le père. On fait ça, bien, on envoie le. Ici, c'est la zone de Gare. Lui qui décrit les balles.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is officially the end of the program.